Shannon Doherty, star of Beverly Hills 90210 and Heathers, has died at the age of 53. The actress had been first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015 and underwent a mastectomy. In 2020, she said that her diagnosis was then terminal, calling it a bitter pill to swallow in a Good Morning America interview. In June 2023, Doherty shared an Instagram post that revealed news that cancer had spread to her brain alongside a video of her receiving treatment. "My fear is obvious," she wrote. Born in Memphis, Tennessee, Doherty moved to Los Angeles with her family as a child and got her start at age 10 with a role on the series Father Murphy. Michael Landon saw her in the series and cast her as Jenny Wilder in Little House on the Prairie at age 11. 3 years later, in 1985, she got her first major film role starring in Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which also starred Sarah Jessica Parker and Helen Hunt. In 1988, Ms. Doherty played Heather Duke in the iconic teen film Heathers alongside Winona Ryder, Lysanne Falk, and Kim Walker. The actress struggled at the time with being young and famous, earning a reputation as a troublemaker on the set of 90210. She later starred in Charmed, a show about three sisters who were witches. Ms. Doherty also played roles in North Shore, set in a Hawaii hotel, and the offbeat film comedy Mallrats. The actress was married twice before marrying her current husband, photographer Kurt Iswarienko, in 2011. In the 2010s, she ventured into reality TV, appearing on Dancing with the Stars and the US version of the BBC's Strictly Come Dancing. Ms. Doherty was a passionate animal rights activist. Her semi-autobiographical book Badass, released in 2010, encouraged young women to live life with attitude and confidence. James B. Sikking, known for his roles as Lieutenant Howard Hunter on Hill Street Blues and the titular character's father on Doogie Howser, MD, has died. He was 90. Sikking died Saturday of complications from dementia, his publicist Cynthia Cinder said in a statement Sunday evening. According to his publicist Cynthia Cinder, the Hill Street Blues actor died peacefully at his Los Angeles home surrounded by family. The cause of death was dementia. Sikking was widely recognized for his portrayal of Howard Hunter on the police procedural series Hill Street Blues, which aired from 1981 to 1987 on NBC. He received an Emmy nomination in 1984 for his performance as the clean-cut, pipe-smoking lieutenant. James was born in Los Angeles in 1934. He went to El Segundo High School and got a bachelor's degree in theater arts from UCLA. He also played a character called Dr. David Howser, the father to boy genius Doogie, played by Neil Patrick Harris in Doogie Howser. MD Hill Street Blues was ultimately the part of his long acting career of which he was most proud. He told the Seattle Times, "I've been an actor for 50 years, and when I look back at the show, I think it was the best show I was ever on." Sikking is survived by wife, son Andrew, Paula, daughter Dr. Emily Sikking, Mallory Chip Milam, and 4 grandchildren, Lola and Gemma Sikking and Hugh and Madeline Maddie Milam. Iconic fitness personality Richard Simmons has passed away at the age of 76. Simmons was found unresponsive at his Hollywood Hills homes on Saturday, July 13th, as per law enforcement sources. The tragic news comes just a day after Simmons shared a special message for his fans on his socials after his birthday. Taking to his social media on Friday, Simmons wrote, "Thank you. I never got so many messages about my birthday in my life. I am sitting here writing emails. Have a most beautiful rest of your Friday. Love, Richard." While the cause of death has not yet been made clear, it is pertinent to mention that in March this year, Simmons shared that he had been diagnosed with basal cell carcinoma, a type of skin cancer. Simmons later implied that the issue of his cancer had been resolved following 3 procedures with his cancer doctor, Dr. Ralph A. Massey. Simmons rose to fame in the 1970s and 80s with his workout videos. As per his website, by delivering a serious message with his trademark humor, he has helped millions of overweight men and women lose more than 3,000 pounds by adopting sensible, balanced eating programs and exercise regimes that are energetic, fun, and motivating. Born Milton Teagle Simmons on July 12, 1948, in New Orleans to a showbiz family, he suffered from asthma as an obese teenager. While he was an overweight exchange student in Italy, he had an uncredited part in Fellini Satyricon. After moving to Los Angeles, Simmons worked as a maitre d' at Derek's restaurant and began developing an interest in fitness. He was able to lose 123 pounds, and in 1974 opened a Beverly Hills fitness studio called the Anatomy Asylum. Astronaut, adventurer, and aviator extraordinaire Henry Engel, who passed away on July 10th at 91, earned renown in his career as the first human to reach space 3 times. He was also the only person to manually fly a space shuttle mission through almost its entire re-entry. Engel was a retired Air Force general with a penchant for American flag ties and polished cowboy boots that piloted 185 aircrafts, logged 15,400 hours of flight time, and was the first person to fly to space in 2 different winged vehicles, the shuttle and the X-15. He is one of few U.S. astronauts who commanded a crew on his first orbital mission. Engel became the first human to enter space, but not Earth orbit, on 3 occasions. The first and highest of these flights was achieved on June 29, 1965 by attaining a peak altitude of 280,600 feet, equivalent to 5,314 miles, 85.5 kilometers. Proudly watching at Edwards Base were his parents. Born on August 26, 1932 in the farming community of Chapman, in central Kansas, Engel was the son of a high school agriculture instructor, father and teacher mother. Neither parent was an aviator, but regardless, Engel grew up with an urge to fly. Engel entered the Air Force via the Reserve Officers Training Corps, and after flight instruction, he completed gunnery school. He then trained as a fighter pilot at George Air Force Base. He flew the F-100 Super Sabre in air-to-air combat and dogfighting over California's Death Valley and Stovepipe Wells. It was the Air Force's first level-flight supersonic fighter and the hottest jet in the sky. In 1960, Engel was picked for the Aerospace Research Pilot School, graduating a year later and moving into flight test at Edwards Air Force Base. Shelley Duval, the saucer-eyed, rail-thin waif who starred in 7 films directed by her mentor, Robert Altman, and avoided the axe wielded by an unhinged Jack Nicholson in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, died Thursday. She was 75. Duval died in her sleep of complications from diabetes at her home in Blanco, Texas, spokesperson Gary Springer told The Hollywood Reporter. In November 2016, a disheveled Duval appeared on an episode of the syndicated talk show Dr. Phil and revealed that she was suffering from mental illness. "I am very sick, I need help," she said. 4 years later, THR's Seth Abramovich visited her for a memorable story. Before she fled Hollywood for her native Texas in the mid-1990s, Duval had a thriving career as a versatile, one-of-a-kind actress and head of her own production company, Think Entertainment, which created star-studded, innovative children's programming for cable television that netted her 2 Emmy Award nominations. Shelley Alexis Duval was born in Fort Worth on July 7, 1949, the oldest of 4 children and the only daughter. Her parents, Bob, a cattle auctioneer turned attorney, and her mother, Bobby, a realtor, brought the family to Houston when she was 5. She attended South Texas Junior College, where she studied to be a research scientist and was interested in nutrition.